Alright, here we go with Volgarr the Viking on the PC. This is World 2, the City of Akron, and this is my first time getting through the Path of the Valkyrie version of this level, so let's check it out. Okay, so yesterday I got ending C in this game, which is a great feeling. Just to have finished that part of the game gave me a tremendous sense of satisfaction in beating one of the most challenging games I've played this year. But not stopping there, Crazy Viking Studios has an entirely different mode called the Path of the Valkyrie, and you start doing these after you get through the first jungle stage, and you collect those orbs that will give you basically lives for this section of the game. And so this part's very different in that those orbs you collect are limited lives, and so you have to get through these sections without losing all of them. Otherwise it'll send you back to the Path of the Crystal levels, which you have probably already beaten, and a good number of you have probably already beaten this, but this is my first time, and these levels are more or less remixes of the main game's stages. But again, the change where you now have to be careful about how many lives you lose totally changes the way you approach these. It's not like you can approach the Path of the Crystal levels haphazardly, but here there's an added challenge in the limited lives. So I'm playing these all zoomed out, and so here's another example of what you wouldn't see if you were zoomed in, and that crab doesn't have a chance to start firing on you. So it makes it a little easier. And the other thing I really like about the Path of the Valkyrie so far is the focus on platforming. So in the Path of the Crystal, it felt like it might have been maybe a little more combat focused, whereas here, like up here, figure out ways to get to the chests, and at the end of this outdoor section there's another cool area that you have to use your spears and jumps carefully in order to get a chest so that you don't hit some spikes. And maybe I'm doing it a disservice by saying this isn't combat focused. There is a lot of combat going on, and a lot of my deaths were a direct result of the hand-to-hand combat with these enemies. So right here, I'm getting towards the end, and as you can see up there, there's a chest. And so after you take out this green lizard man, you can throw your spears into the walls eventually, and hop on up. So using very short double jumps, at least that's how I did it, I managed to avoid hitting the spikes coming out of the side of the walls. And get up here and collect another life. So that those are always good to see, which will give you one more chance to get through. And here, if you look at the Valkyrie on the left, I am using my last life. I think I came in here with 5 lives maybe, and with this sort of being my first time through, yeah, I did lose quite a number of lives, and somewhat annoyingly, and I was kind of disappointed in myself. I lost most of my lives fighting the last boss. Or not the last boss, but the boss of this level. And the thing about the bosses in this part of the game is I believe they're powered up, so they do take more hits to take out. And you enter the room from the opposite side, so I'll get to that more once I get to that part, but it really messes you up. At least for me anyway. Yeah, those 2 green guys there, I got hit by them every time. There's probably a simple way to defeat them, but I just kept getting hit. Thankfully, there are enough chests in this section of World 2 that you can get fully powered up before you reach the last boss, even if you get hit and lose your helm. So right there, if you hit that mine as it comes towards you, it will arc and hit that red clam or oyster to allow you to get into that little air pocket, which is very helpful. And so up here, take care of these blue slimes, these merman guys, lizard guys, I'm not sure. I should probably know the names of these enemies. I've been playing this game long enough. I shouldn't just be referring to them as that red guy and that lizard dude. Anyway, get my helm back and head towards the final half of this stage. Here those guys, get some air, and then here you want to fall off this ledge and then do a jump so that you don't hit your head on the ceiling. And I believe I lose my Mjolnir power here, just because I'm trying to get fancy. Yep. Thankfully I keep all my gear. Jump up here, another air pocket, just do a double jump and take both of those slimes out. Get the fire sword, always helpful. Be careful here. For some reason I tended to do a double jump there for some reason, and yeah, I'd land right on those spikes. The designers at Crazy Viking Studios did a really good job of kind of, I guess, predicting what players would do their first few times through, and so I fell into almost all of the traps that they laid out. So I think that's pretty cool. So here we go. And so yeah, it's just sort of a mirrored, more powered up version of what you did in the Path of the Crystal. So at this point, if it was the normal game, he'd be dead already, but I believe he might have twice as many hit points. And so he will go... Oh, actually he didn't make it that far. I thought he was going to shoot the lightning across. I guess I forgot. So anyway, take him out. Much easier with the fire sword, obviously. And get your treasures and move on. And once you get back to your treasure room, you'll be able to go through the top path again and move on to the graveyard section of the game and continue the Path of Valkyrie. So that will be my next video. Anyway, thanks for watching and hope you enjoyed it.